포즈 해야 되는데.
지성이 옛날에 이거 저번에 엄마 도와줘서 한번 쳐봤지?
못 치는데.
좀 있으면 좀 막 움직이면 안 돼. 지성이가
이렇게 딱 맞추면 돼. 얼마나 길어. 사거리가 100이야.
사거리가 빼야 전설의 불을 볼 때.
아니, 전설의 불을 러폴 때야.
So far away, show us where we are. What makes the sun go to sleep every night? And what's it dreaming of? I wonder. How come the sky sometimes hides behind the clouds? Maybe it's just like me.
지성이가 엄마 찍고 있어?
네? Why does the rain
저기
always keep
엄마 의자
on
빼고
pouring
아니,
down
아우.
when it's gray outside? It really makes me wonder. Yeah, it makes me wonder. It really makes me wonder.
아, 이거 너무 차가워. 안 좋은 나이 같은 느낌이 딱 뜸.
How come the trees get sun-drenched when it's cold?
진짜 활 같아. 얘는 여기 구멍.
Dance the leaves they left behind. Could it be to make the ground shine like gold until winter comes? Until winter comes. Until winter comes. It makes me wonder. Yeah, it makes me wonder. Really makes me wonder. Oh, I wonder. How come the stars come to shine when it's dark? From so far away, show us where we are.
과자 먹어.
Really makes me wonder. Yeah, it makes me wonder. Oh, I wonder. I just wonder.
일단
Makes me wonder. Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, it makes me wonder.
먹을까? 얼마나 뜨겁길래?
이거는 지성아 이제 나중에는 지성이 여기에 손 대면 안 돼, 알겠지?
얼마나 뜨거워서 맞으면 죽길래?
하고
이 정도면 되는 거 아니야?
안 닿나?
아니면 여기를 50cm로 좀 더 높이려면 높이고 저 긴 걸로. 여기가 약간 불안하긴 하다.
이거는
엄마, 산사건 도미넌처럼 이어져 봐봐. 라이터는 겁이 났고 루피랑 라이터가 너무 크게 짖어서 핑크와 당날 무릎탑이 와장창 무너져서 날갔고 거실 바닥이 나무 쪽으로 엉망진창이 되면서 그
이게
나서
다른 그거라 잘 떨어져. 근데 이렇게 하면 돼.
엄마 일로 와봐.
불을 잘 펴야 되는데.
아, 눈이 안 멈춰.
이렇게 작게 웃어.
작게 웃을 수가 없어.
방향을 보자. 봐야 될 것 같아.
아우, 웃겨.
일단 여기도 하나 가볼게.
됐지? 깜란색 받침대가 있으면 좋겠다. 이게 좀 낫네. 네, 읽었어, 지성이? 엄마가 해줄게. 크지? 어.
되게 무슨 화양방석이야. 약간.
그리고 붙은 이쪽은 붙은 것 같은데 저기가 가운데 장자가.
돌아가는 거
빨개졌는데?
내가
여기 봐 자기야. 무섭다. 뽀글해졌어.
건들지 마.
여기는 안 뜨거워. 여기도 오래만 뜨겁구나.
Life is gonna happen one way or the other. Stop looking for the answer. You'll find you've got.
뭐야 이거 진짜 웃기다.
I met a young man.
너무 많이요.
Look out and open. Wrote in my soul. Then I kept walking on down the road. Pray you meet what's on the road. Takes the heart.
근데 누가 올 때까지 나.
When you grow up, you'll be fine. No, you've got questions on your mind. Life is gonna happen one way or the other. Whether you like it or not. Stop looking for the answer. I used to think you'll follow you, but you've got. When you grow up, you'll be fine.
한 명만 맞아 도라이 녀석아. 에이.
다 익었다. 오 맛있겠다.
한 명만 더.
맛있겠지?
한 명만 더.
Life is gonna happen one way or the other. Stop looking for the answer, and you'll find
왼손이 편해.
once you
도구야. 손으로 하면 되지.
따뜻. 따뜻.
I don't know what else to do. I wanna get away from everything.
비 오는 것 같다.
Just to try to make it through. I've been thinking about my actions. Every detail in my life. But it doesn't matter, nothing matters, so I'll cry instead. I've been running in circles.
가뿐 속.
Catch my breath. I've been trying.
기차? 기차가 8m 빠지네.
말라 그랬는데. 안 열어도 끓는데.
Everything I ever worked for vanished in the blink of an eye. I've been asking every question, 'cause I haven't got a clue. Why's it gotta be me? What the hell am I supposed to do? I've been running in circles, trying to catch my breath. try my best, but nothing turns out right. God, I need you now. I've been running circles, trying to catch my breath. I've been trying everything I can, but I ain't got nothing left.
되지 않을까?
I've been running circles, trying to get my breath. I've been trying everything I can. I ain't got nothing left. It's so hard to be near you. You make it hard for me to breathe. I can't stand to see you smile, 'cause it kills me from within. Your voice is like an arrow, pierces me through the heart. And your touch is like fire that will burn my skin. I wish that I could say what I really feel, 'cause I'm in love with you. Yeah, I'm in love with you. I know I'm not supposed to be, but I am. I'm in love with you. It's so hard to see you when you are with me. It's so hard to hear you when it makes you laugh. The ring around your finger, it's a noose around my neck that tightens with every hour and every day that passes by. If only you could see that it should be you and me. 'Cause
젤을 치우고 해야 되나? 지성아, 이 난로 쪽으로 놓으면 안 돼?
지 않아.
너무 상큼. 있잖아. 그치?
생기보니까 진짜.
Never thought that I would fall for someone like you. An uptown girl without a single care in the whole wide world.
오빠 이제 치우니까.
But I don't wanna run
엄마가 조금씩 건너오고 있어. 하고 있어?
away from you. 'Cause baby I am done.
안 나와.
Hiding my love for you.
만지지는 마. 집도 가까이서. 얘도 좀 이런. 갑자기 살살 미달팽이 만나고 갑자기 집에가 같이 가지고.
조용히 두시고야. 아니다. 이거까지. 근데 저 뒤에 엄청 무거운데.
When the world is asleep and we can that we share with stars and the moonlight. When the morning comes with a brand new day, then we have to pretend we don't know each other.
나 왜 이렇게 안 빠져?
Run away from you, 'cause baby I am done hiding my love for you. So please won't you run away with me, 'cause you can't control